You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Coming up, we've got Red Dirt Rock and Roll in the studio thanks to local musician Coda Lewis. You do not want to miss that.
Looking forward to it. Also, a World War II veteran receives the nation's highest honor. We take a look back at the life of a hero.
And a quick look at the Skywatch storm tracker does. It says Friday forecast. I'm sorry, it's not wrong. It's going to be hot, and those rain showers up there aren't doing anything for us. We'll have more on the full forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt says FBI agents will not be allowed to audit concealed carry permits collected by county sheriffs. Schmidt sent a letter to FBI Director Christopher Wray saying Missouri law prohibits federal, state, and private entities from having access to records of Missouri residents who have concealed carry permits. He also contended the audits would violate residents' Second Amendment rights. Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation has launched a criminal probe amid allegations a state agency misspent public funds and its top official abused his position. Commissioners of the Land Office, or CLO, oversees $2.7 billion in real estate and other investments to support public education. Tulsa World reported last month that CLO's secretary, Elliot Chambers, fired the agency's internal auditor after she questioned him about his personal investment relationship with Victorium Capital, which the agency was paying as a consultant on investments. Agency later settled with the internal auditor, giving her $25,000 in back pay and paying her attorney $50,000. Chambers announced that he will resign August 3rd. Some Miami, Oklahoma residents should expect to be without water this morning. The city of Miami issued a statement saying at 8 a.m. they will be working to connect a new water main. It'll be installed along Rockdale and Jefferson, going east down Rockdale to Crest Lane. Officials say the install should take about 5 hours. Well, Ukraine has again accused Russia of war crimes after it says more than 20 civilians were killed by missile strike. Some of the victims were children. Bradley Blackburn has more on the attack and how other countries are now coordinating war crimes investigations.
The frantic moments after a Russian missile strike were captured in this video released by Ukrainian police. Officials say a Russian cruise missile landed just before 11 a.m. local time in the town of Vinnytsia, more than 200 miles from the front lines. An office building and medical center destroyed, dozens of cars burned out. Medical crews treated some of the more than 100 victims.
Щодо російської агресії проти України.
Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky said the Russian attack was intentional and called it terrorism. He said at least 23 people were killed, including 3 children under the age of 10. This little girl is said to be one of those victims. She was found lying dead next to her stroller.
They're using the weapon against civilian people, against the civilian facilities, against the hospitals.
Russian officials deny targeting civilians, but the missile strike came as European officials met in The Hague to coordinate the investigation of possible Russian war crimes. More than 20,000 cases are now open, led by multiple countries. Ukraine is also asking the U.S. and its allies to send more air defense systems, like these howitzers already being used on the battlefield. The U.S. has committed $8 billion in security assistance to Ukraine since President Biden took office. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
After that missile attack, the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv warned all American citizens to leave Ukraine immediately, saying large gatherings and events anywhere in Ukraine could be Russian military targets. Well, if you're ever on the go and want to still be able to watch our newscast live, just download the KOAM Plus app. It's available free of charge on the App Store of your choice. Just search for KOAM Plus. Horse lovers far and wide, today is a day for you. It's National I Love Horses Day. The day was created to highlight the animal's importance in history. Having been domesticated since ancient times, horses are both social and strong and one of the most popular and beloved animals in the world. You can mark the day by visiting a stable, taking a horseback ride, or if you're really feeling adventurous, visit a national park or beach that has wild horses. Fun fact, horses can see almost 360 degrees at once. Their only blind spots are directly in front of them and behind them. That's why you don't approach a horse from the backside.
I did not know that, and now I do. I remember my parents took me to ride a horse at some place. I mean, I was like 6 years old, so I really don't remember. But I do remember doing it, and it was a lot of fun, so just saying. I'd say just saying too much. I got to come up with a new phrase.
Horses are fun. I love horses. All
Yeah.
of horses.
Oh, absolutely. Maybe I can find this place again, bring the kids out there, and see if they might like going on a little horseback ride.
I think so. It'd be great.
I think it would too. You know what'd be great is if we could get some rain showers in. And unfortunately, if we take a look off to the northwest, you can see there's rain showers up there, and they're not going to do anything for us. They're going to start to break it apart. Some of our northern counties are getting some rain, but it's really not going to be much. And that's why southeast Kansas, these counties in orange, northeast Oklahoma, counties in orange, heat advisory that runs until 8 o'clock tonight because it's going to be hot. The sun, doesn't it look hot? It's already hot too. Take a look at the current conditions. In Joplin, 78, feels like it is 80. South breeze at 13 with maybe some gusts later. We'll talk about that too. Across the area, we're all starting in the mid to upper 70s, even approaching 80 degrees, which puts us warmer than we were yesterday, but we're closing the gap now. So I don't know if that's good or bad. As we go through the day, again, maybe an isolated storm for some of us. The rest of us going to stay high and dry. Highs pushing into the upper 90s to near 100 with that gusty south breeze. The gusts calm down a bit. Temperatures, because we still have a southerly breeze, don't really cool off much. Upper 70s to lower 80s as we head into the overnight. And looking at the future track, going through the rest of today, you see those clouds. Again, maybe an isolated storm or two. But then we head into Saturday, and we have better chances of widely scattered storms. So see, take a look. You see them start to pop up. This is 9 a.m., and as we go through the day, it's just going to be hit and miss storms. Because they're hit and miss, they're going to be scattered. The unfortunate thing is despite cloud cover and the rain, it doesn't do a lot for our temperatures. They're still going to push to near 100 degrees, maybe slightly above. And it also means it's not doing a lot for our drought situation. A lot of us now sitting in the moderately dry area. We still have some dry categories for southeast Kansas. We need the rain, we're just not getting enough, and the heat index values also not going to help out that much either, because look at this is tomorrow pushing 100 to 110 in some places, and it's not going to get any better on Sunday with heat index values pushing again close to 100 degrees. And I look at that 7-day forecast real quick, we do see the increasing storm chances. Sunday's our better chance for some showers and thunderstorms, and it might be enough to keep temperatures down around the lower 90s instead of much hotter. But once that kicks out of here, temperatures heat up again. The sun comes right back out, and we're looking at really hot conditions heading into the week. Tuesday, 105. I've been looking at some of the long-range models, and I really quickly just wanted to say, at least right now, going into Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, humidity and dew point levels are expected to be lower than what they are right now, which means any heat index would be very minimal. Now, of course, it's the 4 states that could change, but right now, at least if it says 105, it should be right around 105. Still not pleasant, but at least there's not a 115-degree heat index to go along with it.
Oh, we can make it through. We can do it.
We can do it. We've done this before. We can do it again. We're strong. We're 4 states strong.
Chris, no lie, I'm getting tired of it, and I'm ready for this heat to get behind us.
Oh, me too. I mean, I can go in there and change these numbers to whatever number you'd like them to be. They wouldn't be right, but they may look more pleasant.
They won't be actual, they won't be feels like, they will be Tanya's preferred.
We'll even change this to say Tanya's preferred forecast.
Yes.
And we'll update these temperatures to what Tanya would like. And then we'll do another 7-day that tells you what it will really be like.
Sounds good to me. All right, up next, if it's Friday, then our own Shannon Becker must be here live in studio with the top 3 stories of the week.
And later, don't let down your guard just yet as COVID numbers worldwide are back on the rise. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. In Health Watch this morning, COVID-19 cases around the world are on the rise. Wednesday, the World Health Organization said more than 5.7 million new COVID cases were reported across the world last week. It's a 6% increase from the week before. It also marks the 5th week in a row of increases in global COVID cases. That streak follows a declining trend since the last peak in cases, which was in March. France reported the highest number of new weekly cases last week, followed by the U.S., Italy, Germany, and Brazil. Overall, there have been nearly 553 million confirmed COVID-19 cases around the world as of Sunday. As the cases of monkeypox in the U.S. rise, there's growing frustration about the low supply of vaccines. But Dr. Anthony Fauci says more shots are on the way from Denmark. About 1.1 million doses of the Jenos vaccine should be available soon. Fauci, the director of the National Institutes on Allergy and Infectious Diseases, says the initial supply was only intended for people who were at risk of catching the virus after exposure. But as more doses become available, more people will be eligible for the shot. This current outbreak of monkeypox is primarily affecting men who have sex with men. Nearly 1,500 cases have been confirmed in the U.S. A new universal suicide crisis hotline is launching. The phone number is 988 and will be available in every state starting Saturday. Year after year, tens of thousands of people in the U.S. take their own lives. In 2020, the CDC said it happened every 11 minutes. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline will have trained counselors available 24/7. The current number, 1-800-273-TALK, will also stay in place. A quick look at the Skywatch storm tracker does show some showers and thunderstorms off to our northwest. Unfortunately, they're going to start to die out, and they are not going to do anything for us. And that's why all this in the orange is a heat advisory, which runs until Friday. Let's take a quick look at the 7-day forecast, because some good news, we do have some increasing storm chances. Today, we're going to push about 100 with heat index values pushing 105 in some areas. Storm chances increase into the weekend, drop us down to the lower 90s. Hopefully they'll make a bit of a dent in the drought situation, but we're really not going to see widespread rain, at least not based on models yet. And then after that clears out, the sun comes out, and so do very high temperatures. 100 Monday, 105 on Tuesday. We've got more of the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 right after this.
Welcome back. We're joined by Coda Lewis from Coda Lewis and the Flyers this morning, here to talk about your new album and where everyone can listen to it this weekend.
You can listen on all streaming platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music. It's on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram for all the
What's the name of the album?
videos.
So they can...
Warning Label.
Warning Label. And how many songs do you have on?
There's 9 songs and then the Warning Label.
Okay. And then the Warning Label.
Yeah, well, the Warning Label leads it, but...
And you talked about your style of music as, you know, it has a lot of like classic rock influence into it.
Yeah.
Do you feel that like a lot of modern country right now is kind of branching away from just mainstream country? Or?
I would say so. It's really hard to speak on influences because there's so many different. We pulled from a lot of different areas. Like the song I'm about to play, we kind of pulled it from a little bit of an Elvis influence, surprisingly. So we kind of went in that direction because I wanted one for my grandma that wasn't our song Grandma's House. So it's really hard to say, but I like the direction of the music in the genre we're in. Okay,
so the name of this song is
I Can Break Your
Heart. Tell me a little bit about what inspired you to write this song.
If you listen to the lyrics, I went through exactly what the lyrics are. I had been pursuing this girl and it was just not going anywhere. And finally I was like, all right, well, I gotta move on down the road. And I healed the wound, got over it. And then for some reason, a couple years later, she was in my shoes. And I was just like, I'm too far past this. So I can't do that. And I wrote a song about it. And it's actually the oldest song on the record. It was the first one I wrote. I was like, I think this is one that we can record.
So you can check out I Can Break Your Heart tonight, and tell me where at.
18th Street Pub in Parsons, Kansas.
And then again tomorrow night?
At the Dirty Mule in Pittsburgh, Kansas.
All right, show tonight starts at 8 o'clock and tomorrow at 9. All right, so let's go ahead and have you play.
Sweetie, you're calling me again, pretending like I'm an old friend, wishing you'd have taken your chance back when I wanted your hand. But the past is past and I'm gone. You walked away, so I moved on. Didn't have time to wait for you to realize I was all in a true blue. Baby, don't you see, you don't really want me, 'cause I'm just a thought on your mind on the radio. When you're riding in your car and I can't write you a love song, but baby, I can break your heart. I remember there once was a time when I wanted you to be all mine, but I guess we just had to grow up. Now you want me, dang the bad luck. Baby, don't you see, you don't really want me, 'cause I'm just a thought on your mind on the radio. When you're riding in your car and I can't write you a love song, but baby, I can break your heart. There's a song tonight I'm singing for you, but it's not the one you want me to. Baby, don't you see, you don't really want me, 'cause I'm just a thought on your mind on the radio. When you're riding in your car and I can't write you a love song, but baby, I can break your heart. But baby, I can break your heart.
It's time to honor today's four-state hero, Machinist Mate First Class Petty Officer Donald Welch. The Mound Valley, Kansas native served as a Navy air condition and refrigeration tech and volunteered 5 years to naval law enforcement. This highly decorated veteran earned Navy Achievement Medals and the National Defense Medal, just to name a few. To Machinist Mate First Class Petty Officer Donald Welch, we thank you, today's four-state hero.
Well, the last surviving World War II Medal of Honor recipient, Herschel Woody Williams, lied in honor at the U.S. Capitol on Thursday. Williams died last month at a VA medical center that bears his name.
Deborah Alfarone has how this legendary Marine is being remembered in his last words to the country he so proudly served.
It's a distinction few people have received, and the last wish of West Virginia's Herschel Woody Williams to lie in honor at the U.S. Capitol. My heart is real. Williams was the last surviving World War II Medal of Honor recipient. The Marine Corps initially rejected him for being too short at 5'6". Once admitted, though, he proved his bravery and heroism in Guam and Iwo Jima. It's for his heroic efforts in Iwo Jima that President Harry Truman awarded Williams the Medal of Honor in 1945. He used a flamethrower to attack Japanese troops as U.S. forces came under heavy machine gun fire.
With Woody's passing, we have lost a deeply selfless American and a vital link to our nation's greatest generation.
After 2 decades in the Marines, Williams continued his commitment to service by helping fellow veterans and launching a foundation to support Gold Star families.
He made giving back a lifelong mission, giving back to his brothers in arms, giving back to generations of servicemen and women.
Woody's wish to lie in honor at the Capitol was not solely for him, but for other World War II veterans. His final interview last Memorial Day offers an enduring message.
Somehow we must return to the country that we love as a United States of America. That's what they fought for.
Herschel Woody Williams was 98 years old.
Well, coming up on the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14, Shannon Becker's back in the studio with a look at the big 3 stories of the week.
And we take you to Princess Camp. We'll be right back.
It starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:30. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Members of the Webb City community come together on Thursday to mourn the loss of a student. In May, the body of Rezwan Kohestani, a student at Webb City High School, was found unattended on campus. Authorities say the autopsy showed no signs of foul play. Yesterday, friends and family held a vigil outside of Webb City City Hall. A hot, dry forecast leads to concerns of more grass fires across the 4 states. A hay baler had sparked a grass fire on Wednesday, burning 100 acres at Wildwood Ranch west of Joplin. No one was injured, but the fire risk in the area remains high. The chief of the Carl Junction Fire Department is asking people not to burn anything during these conditions. He says the fires can quickly grow out of control. Some Miami, Oklahoma residents should expect to be without water this morning. The city of Miami issued a statement saying at 8 a.m. they'll be working to connect a new water main. It'll be installed along Rockdale and Jefferson, going east down Rockdale to Crest Lane. Officials say the install should take about 5 hours. And visitors to Baxter Springs can look forward to a new roadside park near the museum along Route 66. The park will be funded in part with the help of a $40,000 state grant. An official says the new roadside park would allow both local and international tourists to experience the community.
So we are in the process of building a roadside park, a Route 66 roadside park. And as part of that, we're going to have a mural that celebrates not only the history of Baxter Springs, but also the Southeast Kansas region. And also Baxter Springs history as the first cow town in Kansas.
Baxter Springs Museum is open and free to all visitors. Well, it's the end of an era. An educational supply store that teachers and parents have depended on for almost half a century is about to close its doors. And as Joe Hickman reports from Springfield, the 4-state area is losing much more than poster board and glue.
The parking lot is full at IPA Educational Supply in South Springfield these days, as news spread that one of the area's largest and best-known sources of school supplies and educational materials for teachers and parents will be closing by mid-August after almost 47 years in business. So customers are coming from as far away as Illinois and Oklahoma to stock up.
Teachers are very dedicated and they just want to make their classrooms look inviting, and so they'll travel just to do that.
And that's why, in reacting to the closing,
the teachers say it's not okay. I've been teaching since 1994, and we come every year as a group.
We talked with this group from Round Grove Christian Academy in Miller, Missouri,
no, you're good.
And these teachers from Springfield's New Covenant Academy, who explained that the store is not just about providing helpful materials for learning, but it's also about finding decorations for their classroom that create a positive ambiance and spirit.
When I started teaching, this was the first place that I came because it kind of sets the tone for your classroom.
You go into these stores like this looking for what adds and complements that vision of how your kids can learn best.
Kind of inspires you where you want to go with your theme, where you want to go with your class. It helps with the atmosphere, but it also helps with the educational part of it.
You're hopeful that you're making a difference, but until we made the announcement, we didn't realize how much of a difference it was.
Owner Amy Green has been amazed by the emotional reaction to the store's closing, and she's emotional too, because she's been at IPA since her parents started the business in 1976, when she was just 8 years old. But she and her husband decided it was time to close after they got a generous offer to buy the building following a downturn in business during the pandemic.
That affected our sales, but then it also made us step back and think that maybe we do want to spend more time with our family.
And while customers will now have to go online or visit smaller stores that have a school supply section,
there's definitely a lot more here.
I think it's sad that it's closing.
It's going to be missed tremendously.
Yeah, we've built relationships with these customers, so we will miss them, but they will also miss us.
Green says the closing sale will continue until they close their doors in August. Well, Sunday is National Ice Cream Day, the day dedicated to indulging in your favorite summer treat. Some of the nation's biggest creameries are offering some sweet deals. Baskin-Robbins is offering $5 off any purchase with a minimum order of $15. Carvel is offering a buy one, get one free deal on a small cup or cone of any soft serve flavor. And over at Dairy Queen, you can enjoy $1 off any dipped cone with the exception of kids' cones using the DQ app.
Who doesn't like ice cream? I mean, that's a silly question. I know there's some people out there that do, but I think that's a very low
I did not
number.
like ice cream as a child.
Really?
I was a weird child.
I can believe that. I mean, over the last few weeks, I've grown to know you. I can believe that.
I also did not like cheese.
Man, that can be hit and miss on that because my oldest, she can't have excessive dairy products,
But
so she can't do cheese.
I drank milk like it was nobody's business, so it had nothing to do with that. But
you just didn't like the taste of cheese?
I just didn't like the taste of cheese.
I get that. I can get that because, cheese is hit and miss on
and I wasn't a fan of liquid chocolate. I still am not to this day.
Liquid chocolate?
Like chocolate milk?
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Whenever chocolate's in its liquid form, I just can't handle it. I don't know, it's weird.
No, that's not necessarily weird. Like, I can get that too. But the ice cream thing, I'm a little worried about you, Tanya.
I'm a big fan of butter pecan ice cream today. That's my favorite, all-time favorite, butter pecan.
All right.
And I enjoy a good strawberry or fruit variety.
We're going to have some ice cream this Sunday, aren't we?
I think so.
We are, well, here's the deal. If you have ice cream on Sunday, you want to eat it fast because it's going to melt. Skywatch Storm Tracker, we've got these showers and thunderstorms off to our northwest. Some of them may actually make it into some of our counties, but they're not really going to do much for us. Hence, all this orange is a heat advisory until 8 o'clock tonight because it's going to get hot. 7th and range line, sun's out, but there is some cloud cover. Temperatures in Joplin are already pretty toasty, 78 feeling like 80. That's where a lot of us are. Quick check of the 7-day forecast shows warming temperatures and increasing rain chances. And then once the showers and thunderstorms move out Sunday, hundreds for the rest of the week ahead. We'll have more on your forecast and more news when the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14 returns.
All right, I'm joined by our very own Shannon Becker here again this morning, here to talk about the big three of the week.
Yes, ma'am. And the biggest stories of the week that everybody's talking about online and stuff that we're playing on the air and stuff, we kind of put them all together in this big little bingo ball and we roll it up and then boop, and then the big three come
Coming
out.
up for number 3 slot.
That's how it happens. And number 3 this week, Joplin News First, KOAM News Now. It was July 7th, 2:03 in the morning. A Newton County Sheriff's deputy traveling eastbound on 32nd Street in Joplin, approaching Findlay, overtook an eastbound man on a motorized bicycle. We learned over the weekend he did die of his injuries, and his name has now been released by the Joplin Police Department. 44-year-old man from Joplin. More details, you can check that out online.
And number B2?
And number 2, yes. Sorry about that. I've already lost track. South Dakota woman was arrested by Galena Police and U.S. Marshals, along with help from Eastern Shawnee and Cherokee County Sheriff's deputies. The Galena Motel, information received from the Galena Police Department. This woman from South Dakota was traveling from Mississippi, and with her was a 16-year-old Mississippi endangered runaway located safe, which is great. The woman's facing federal charges, not only in Florida, but also in this new case. Pretty scary. So one of those sort of things like, can you believe it happened right here where we are?
Amazing how they were able to find a Mississippi girl and a South Dakota woman and track them to Kansas, southeast Kansas.
So great job, Galena PD and U.S. Marshals. Our number 1 story, it was last week's bonus story. Pizza Ranch, located in Joplin, opened up. They've been working there about 6 months on the property there. Some people got some good sleep. Now, I don't know about sleeping on a sidewalk myself, but free pizza for a year in today's economy, that's probably a good idea, right? You'd save a little bit of money. Today's generation, play a little VR outside. I haven't done any of this before, but I see the kids, those crazy kids doing that sort of stuff. So anyway, the Pizza Ranch Fun Zone Arcade, it is open at 11 o'clock every day. We've got the menu online. You can check it out. It's their 222nd location.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But it is locally owned.
Yeah, locally owned, locally operated. Manager is actually from Joplin. I've known him for 20 years. So check it out. You'll probably like it.
Oh, and we're going to continue our bingo game because we've got a bonus square for
Oh
you.
yeah, bing, bing, right in the middle. Pizza Ranch, that was our number one, but now tonight, Mocan Dragway, they celebrate the 60th anniversary. This weekend, you can see Big Daddy Don Garlitz. The 60s, he started coming here to race at Mocan. So to see him Friday and Saturday night, that's really, really cool. The track owner, Carl Blanton, in fact, in 1972, here's full circle. He got to meet Don Garlitz in Tulsa when he was a kid. Here's a picture of Don Garlitz in 1966 at Mocan Dragway. Is that super cool? Nitro Chaos tonight and tomorrow night. It's our bonus story of the week. It's the big three. Joplin News First.
Yeah, and we were talking about this in sports this morning that Megan Meyer-Linger, 2015 graduate, Pittsburgh State University, will be racing her dragster as well at the Speedway.
She's a big NHRA winner, so this is really, really cool. A lot of full circles this weekend, right?
Sounds like fun. Well, I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, you too as well.
All right, we'll be right back.
In Consumer Watch this morning, drivers may soon get some relief from soaring gas prices. On Thursday, oil was trading below $95 a barrel. That's the first time that's happened since Russia invaded Ukraine in February. The Wall Street Journal says Amazon may be getting out of the private label business. The online retailer currently sells 243,000 products under 45 different in-house labels, including Amazon Basics. Journal says the company has reduced the number of items that it offers in part because of poor sales. It says another reason that Amazon wants to avoid competing with other sellers on its platform, a practice which has faced criticism from lawmakers, among others. For the first time ever, the price to rent a Manhattan apartment has climbed above $5,000 a month on average. That's according to a survey published by Douglas Elliman and Miller Samuel. It says tenants paid an average of $5,058 in June, an increase of nearly 30% from a year ago. Another 5 passengers have sued Uber over alleged sexual assault incidents at the hands of drivers on its platform. It's a reminder of the safety issues ride-hailing platforms are struggling with, especially for female riders. Uber and its competitor Lyft have faced a flood of lawsuits recently. The alleged incidents in this latest suit happened between August of 2021 and February of 2022 in Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Illinois, and California. The allegations include rape, attempted rape, and forced oral sex. Uber said in a statement it does not comment on pending litigation, but takes, quote, every single report seriously and has built new safety features. Bank of America is being fined over $200 million for poor handling of unemployment benefits during the pandemic. In late 2020 and through mid-2021, the company installed a new automatic system for catching fraud. The fraud filter was faulty, though, unlawfully freezing customers' prepaid unemployment benefit accounts. More than 12 states use the unemployment benefits program. Now the company is being fined. We'll have to repay those impacted by the mistake, which could amount to hundreds of millions of dollars. We'll be back with more after this, but first, let's take a look at those market prices before the opening bell. This morning, we're discussing abortion in the case of rape. A case in Ohio is drawing national attention in the wake of the U.S. Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. In an arraignment on Wednesday, a Columbus, Ohio detective testified that a 27-year-old man confessed to raping a 10-year-old girl at least twice, which led to her pregnancy. Now, the girl traveled to Indiana at the end of June to have an abortion. Last week, President Biden signed an executive order to protect access to abortion on a federal level. Under Ohio law, the procedure would have been illegal, despite national polling that says an overwhelming majority of Americans support abortion under such conditions.
Well, this morning, something to talk about. We've been asking, should abortion be allowed for rape or incest? And it's a simple yes or no question. And our poll consistently throughout the morning, it's gone down a little bit, but the majority, right now, 85%, agree that yes, it should be allowed in the case of rape or incest.
And we have talked about, too, that that's actually pretty consistent with that national poll. I think it was 81% of Americans said that they do support it in these cases. You can continue to vote online, KOAMnewsnow.com/vote. You can do so in the KOAM News Now app, and we invite you to take part in the discussion on our Facebook page, facebook.com/KOAM Fox 14.
And if you live in Kansas on August 2nd, that will be a big decision that's up for vote in the state of Kansas. Well, if you think princesses are only in fairy tales, think again.
Pittsburgh YMCA hosted its annual Princess Camp.
KOAM photojournalist Carrie Worthen, who's a little bit of a princess herself, visited the camp.
Here it comes. So the Princess Camp this year, it's just a 3-day camp in the mornings for girls to dance and have fun. And we've been doing it for at least 5 years every summer as just a fun little dance camp to have here. Can you show me how to point your toe? Point the other toe. We love seeing it be a positive experience for them because they do get to dance and have fun, but they also get to act like princesses, and we love just seeing those smiles on their faces, see their self-esteem as, you know, being a princess or having magic, and we just want to continue to empower them to have that positivity and have that joy and know that we do think that all of them are princesses.
Good job. Good tippy toe walk. Very pretty. Okay. Very good. Okay, where do you look?
My favorite Disney princess is Mulan because she defies all odds.
What about you? You like Elsa? Very good.
Over the course of the 3 days, the princesses make their own crowns, wands, and unicorn headbands.
I have managed to
We have our own
Yeah,
little prince in the
Ryan.
studio here this morning. Yay!
Okay. We'll take care of that here shortly. Let's talk about the forecast real quick.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Skywatch Storm Tracker is not showing too much for us other than what's going on to our northwest, and these storms are not really going to do much for us. Some of us may see some of that activity. Heat advisory for all the counties in orange until that time, tonight at 8 p.m. I wanted to show you this graphic. This is from the National Weather Service office in Springfield. They are saying it's going to be even hotter next week, which we've been talking about in the 7-day, but check it out. They highlight Springfield, Joplin, West Plains, and Raleigh-Vichy as the 4 main cities in their area. Joplin's this dark red, and where are we? We are at the highest point each of these days, and in some cases we are exceeding that. So let's look at our 7-day forecast really quickly here, and you can see, man, hot. Increasing rain chances through the weekend, so it might help with our drought situation a little bit. Doesn't help with temperatures, and as we head into next week, like that other graphic showed, getting really hot. We'll have more when we come back.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Here's what's happening today. The Buffalo, New York grocery store where 10 black people were killed by a gunman reopens today. The Tops has been renovated with security upgrades and aesthetic changes, as well as improved food offerings. Some residents want the store torn down and a memorial park built in its place. A 2-week countdown is on in Los Angeles County for the return of a possible mask requirement. COVID-19 cases have spiked to what the CDC considers a high level, which would trigger the mandate if transmission has not fallen. CDC data shows more than a third of all counties in the U.S. are at a high level. The Department of Homeland Security's Inspector General says Secret Service members erased text messages on the day before and the day of the assault on the U.S. Capitol. A letter from the IG obtained by CBS News says members deleted text after his office requested them as part of an investigation into January 6th. In a statement, the Secret Service called the claim false.
We have got drought conditions in the area, unfortunately, and as you can see, we're sitting at moderate drought for a good chunk of the area, and other areas are sitting in that dry. Future feels like temperatures are going to be pretty unpleasant as well, pushing 110s, while some of us are under heat advisory. Increasing rain chances into the weekend might cool us off to 94 by Sunday and make a little bit of a dent in the drought. Unfortunately, as we head into the upcoming week, those temperatures are going to really heat up, and we are going to be pushing 100 degrees, 105 on Tuesday, so not pleasant in the slightest.
Well, you've heard of those free little lending libraries around some towns. Well, Now, in Minnesota at least, there's a free lending library for movie lovers.
That's cool. It's called Free Blockbuster Robbinsdale, a nod to the old school video rental stores. The movie box is a novel concept for people looking to cut down on their entertainment spending.
It allows Robbinsdale residents to take home any DVD or Blu-ray and return them when they're done. Connor O'Neill came up with the idea because he says, quote, not everyone can afford to have Netflix and Disney Plus and Hulu and Apple TV.
That's a long list of places, too. He's provided a collection of more than 600 films to choose from, but he says people can contribute their own media to the movie box as well.
According to Free Blockbuster Robbinsdale's Facebook page, movies will be cycled in and out to keep it fresh. You know, you can go to your local library and rent movies as well.
Yeah.
Check out movies.
I used to do that when I was younger, so I mean, that's not a bad idea because video stores are gone. Well, hey, thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.